Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Gleberman, and you're listening to Silence on Set podcast. For today's podcast, we have the director and the cast from Mack and Rita, which is a movie about a 30-year-old writer who spends a wild weekend in Palm Springs and wakes up to find that she has magically transformed into her 70-year-old self. It's a very cute movie coming out in August 12th. First up is the director, Katie Aselton.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
You too. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. I'm just
Okay.
gonna jump right
Yeah.
in because we have no time.
No niceties.
First of all, I'm obsessed with the movie. I watched it last night. I watched it again this morning. Probably a easy answer, but I want to ask you why you chose to direct this film in particular, and how to balance out the themes in it.
Well, I will say first and foremost, it was Diane. Diane was attached to the movie when it was brought to me. So that was a very easy, draw. But the heart of this movie and the message of this movie was one that I really connected with. It really resonated with me. And the idea of self-acceptance and self-love is it's all of our journeys, right? Like it's all the work that we're doing, and I think putting that on screen is kind of a very it felt really important to me to get that message out there and make it loud. And then the idea that, so that's the for the younger generation. Then for the older generation, it's beautiful to think that there is no expiration date on living life to the fullest. Like let's let our cups runneth over. Like let's fill life to the brim and live it to the very, very end.
And what I really loved about it is a lot of times if you see a film, some sort of time travel, some sort of change of bodies, whatever, it's just that person's point of view. What was great was the fact that there was a Mac and a Rita. What was
Yeah.
great was to see that difference. So for you as a director, and in particular a woman, I'm, a woman, we don't really get to see that. What an older woman, yes, there's still life and there's still things you can do. And then as a younger woman, the struggles that you go through to try to fit in. So you portrayed that balance so well
Oh,
as a director. So were there certain things that you looked at in the script or ways that you picked it apart to make sure that those were very distinct? Because it's very clear throughout it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm 43, so I feel like I've got a leg in both worlds. Like I'm really starting to straddle them. So I felt very connected with the 30-year-old character and what her struggles were and her insecurities and her self-doubt um and those elements to her character. And then I felt very strongly connected to the Betty character who says, you know, don't skip those years. Those are the you years. Like those are those that's what where the gold is, right? So, I feel that way when I look at my daughters and I look at my nieces, and I wanna say "Oh god, you're just getting to the good stuff right now, and this is so exciting." And yet I still am just "Oh god," racked with insecurities. So, it really is funny to feel like I am straddling precariously between both worlds.
So, and I feel that way too, and I feel like that's why it's so relatable, and I think so many people are gonna relate to this film. What is your hope that people take away from it, in particular, and why should fans go see it?
Oh, let's own who we are, love who we are now, not then, not at the end looking back. Let's look and see who our Rita is, and let's all be a Rita in this world.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much. Congratulations. You
Thank
you
you.
did such a great job and it's such a great film. And
Oh, thanks.
I can't wait to watch it again. So
Yay.
thank
Well,
you
tell
so
your
much.
friends.
I'm telling everybody.
Thank you.
Next up is Elizabeth Lail, who plays Mac, Taylour Paige, who plays Carla, and Dustin Milligan, who plays Jack. All of them discuss the film, their characters, and of course, working with Diane Keaton. First of all, I just want to say really quickly, biting into my time, but I love all three of you. You guys were so fantastic in this movie. So just
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna shoot you all a compound question because of the lack of time. But I wanted to know basically if you guys can tell me a little bit about your characters and then what you feel like you've kind of learned or um, you know, changed after filming this movie because of the layers and the kind of the things that it almost teaches you about yourself and self-confidence. And I wanted to add in, Dustin, on top of that, for you, working with Diane Keaton, you get to kiss her. You went from Catherine O'Hara to another legend. So I wanted to hear kind of about that as well.
So I played Jack, who is the neighbor to Mac in the movie, and it's the first time we've done that. And he is he has a crush on her, but it's an unrequited crush. She is not feeling him, despite the fact that he's willing to take care of the dog at the drop of a hat. And so it's one of these things where there's a bit of a spark there, and he is the kind of guy where I think he's misunderstood a little bit and presents himself in one way, but in fact is a little bit more layered than one would assume. Certainly than Mac assumes. And then as she goes through this journey, as Aunt Rita, Jack and Aunt Rita, they sort of have this lovely chemistry that starts to turn into a real romance that does turn into, as you mentioned, a kiss, which is good for romance, I say. Controversial opinion. I think that's good in a romance. We should be doing more of that.
In a romance.
Yeah.
I agree. I loved it.
Great. So yeah, that's Jack. Did I do it? Did I do all the things? I feel
like you did all the things. You got it.
Great.
I play Mac, also Jack's neighbor. And Mac, of course, goes through this crazy transformation into a 75-year-old woman. And her best friend Carla helps her get through it. And I'll say, I mean, I really just relate to her in the sense of feeling like you can't express yourself fully, or that the world won't love your authentic self, or it won't be worthwhile, or whatever it is. I relate to all her insecurities that drive her in the beginning of the film. And I think just by doing the film and watching Diane be so unapologetically herself in her life and in the movie, continues to inspire me. And just being a part of the movie is a constant reminder, to be true to yourself and let it shine.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
I relate to Carla in that I really value my friendships. They're my sisters. And I just don't know where I'd be without them. Being a human being is very difficult sometimes. And it's beautiful to have people around you that remind you who you are, or they remind you what you started with, what the goal was, and when you become faithless or uninspired or your heart is broken, just having those people that you can rely on to pour life into you, to lift you up, to encourage you, or just sit with you when nothing's working, So, Carla.
What would you tell fans to go see this movie? Because it's so good.
Bring your friends, bring a flask.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
All three.
Yeah, it's fun. It's flirty.
It's giving sunshine. And it's giving color.
Transformational.
Yeah. It's fun, but also reflective.
Yeah.
It's a light-hearted lesson.
Yeah. You're going to feel it afterwards in a good way.
We all could use some
warm hugs.
Warm hugs. Ow.
Oh, were you okay?
We're falling apart over here.
No, I feel like I got you guys at a really good time. It was fantastic. It was so good. I watched it multiple times. Congratulations. It's
Thank
so
you. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
So now here's a quick look at the trailer for the film Mack and Rita.
You can't be here.
It's me.
Ma'am, I'm serious.
Okay.
One more move and you get an eye full of pepper.
It's me, Mack.
I grew up always feeling like I was an older woman trapped in the body of a little girl. I wrote a book.
Matt, if you're not getting paid for something, it's a hobby, and hobbies are disgusting.
And I did my darndest to keep my inner old gal to myself.
Yes, we get
I thought it would be super fun if we all lie down and did a past life regression.
What? You should go do it. We'll just meet back up at the house.
Welcome. Lay down, Moonchild, and think about who you want to be.
I'm a
70-year-old woman trapped in the body of a 30-year-old who just needs a minute to rest! Oh my God! Somebody help me! This is not me!
So you were thinking about old lady stuff, and then you turned into one. So he should be able to turn you back into you.
Where did he go?
We're never gonna find him.
Matt,
Coming.
are you sick? You sound weird.
Whoa. Well, hello. I'm Mack's Aunt Rita.
I'm Jack. I take care of Cheese when Mac's out of town.
This is Mack's Auntie Rita.
How often do you ladies meet for your wine club?
Every day.
Sometimes we spend the weekend.
How are we supposed to grow old on the French Riviera if you're 50 years ahead of me?
Matt, you are scheduled to cover the Pilates event. Post pictures. If people see you at a party, they will think you're fun.
And let's reset.
You know, these pocket computer photo albums are my job these days. I get paid to post pictures.
Wow, looking good, Aunt Rita.
Everything that's happening for you right now is because you're showing the world who you are.
We're getting some interesting offers for Rita. Post more of my Grammy.
People are dying for her.
Rita, you got a man. Well, this guy's young. He's young.
Mack, you didn't want to be old. What you wanted was to be you. Luca, I laid down in that pod, and when I came out, I was in this body.
Okay, you're coming in with a lot of energy.
The film's out in theaters on August 12th, so make sure you buy a ticket and go check it out. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're updated on all of our latest podcasts. And head over to our YouTube channel, check out some of our videos, and make sure you hit subscribe so you're updated on all of our video content.